As a spiritualist, has someone ever tried to test you to see like if you were really real or if your readings were really accurate? I've had somebody try to test me several times. And they want to know, am I really a medium? Am I really a reader? So I'm going to give y'all this story time about what happened yesterday at work. So I'm at work, and of course, everybody at my job, they know what I do. They know I'm a reader. They know I'm a spiritualist. It's no secret. Everybody knows. So, of course, sometimes I feel like maybe there's a little jealousy because I know that some of the girls, go behind me and talk to the clients and say, well, Carla, she's into all that shit. Be careful what you do to her, what you say to her, because, she knows voodoo, she knows this, and whatever. I don't give a damn about that. I feel like what it is mostly is that when I go to work, I go to work put together, and I go to work looking like something. A lot of them don't, but that's a whole nother topic. So yesterday I got this client in my chair, and I was talking to him, and I said, oh, I cut your hair before, right? And he says, yeah, I think so. And I said, And he said, when's the last time I got my hair cut? So I look at his profile, and it says the last time he got it cut was in September. And so I look back a little bit further, and I said, oh, I cut your hair last time in April. And he said, oh, and then he said, oh, you're the psychic. You're the reader, right? And he said, am I saying it right? I don't want to offend you. Am I saying it correct? I said, well, medium? Yes, I'm a medium. Yes, okay. He said, okay, medium, okay. Yes, I remember you, this, and that. And he started talking. Then he started trying to be funny, like trying to be catty, like, oh, well, what does that actually mean, a medium? Like, what do you do? And I said, well, I talk to clients and I tell them things about their situations in life that they don't know or that they can't see to help them solve problems. And then he says, oh, okay, well, where are your clients? Like, how do you get clients? And I just told him, I have clients all over. I've had clients from Africa. I've had clients from Haiti. I've had clients from Jamaica. I've had clients, from different places over the world. And then he said, oh, okay, well, what exactly do they want when they talk to you? What exactly and after so many of these questions, because it's like he was asking me qualifying questions. Like he was asking me questions as if, do I qualify for my own job? Do I qualify for my title? And so I'm looking at him like, dude, how the fuck is you questioning me about what I do as if you don't believe what I do? And he said, well, I'm just wondering, well, I'm hoping that you can see something about me. Like while I'm cutting his hair, he says, I'm hoping you can see something about me. I said, well, I tell you what, next time you come get your hair cut, show up on time, and then maybe I'll be able to see something about you. And he says, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I was late. I said, yeah, next time you come in, show up on time, and then maybe I'll see if I can see something. And when you first sit in my chair, tell me you want me to see what I can see so I'll have time, okay? And I said, and if that isn't enough, go to my website and book a reading. And then you'll see everything that I see about you. And then he starts snickering like, okay. So I know that, my ancestors and spirit guides weren't really satisfied with me saying that. And I knew that while he was sitting in my chair, they were going to give me something on him. So I just continued to cut his hair. And all of a sudden, I see something about him. So I'm listening to my spirit guides. I'm seeing the images that they're giving me in my mind. And I see him in his home. Now, he's in his bedroom. And this is what I'm seeing in my mind. He has this big, beautiful bed. It's like a big, huge headboard, and it's black. And the bed is just luxury. Then he has like this huge flat screen TV in his room. And it's really nice. It's a beautiful setup. And then they're showing me that his ass is lazy as fuck. What he does is he sits in his bed, eats plates of food, eats all damn day, talks on the phone, Everything he does in his life, he does it in his bed because he's just kind of lazy and trifling. So when I see this about him, I'm just snickering. Now, I haven't said anything to him. I'm just cutting his hair, just kind of laughing. And so all of a sudden, I said, you know what? You do every fucking thing in your bed. You lazy. I say you eat plates of food in your bed. You eat dinner in your bed. You do business work in your bed. You just stay in your bed all day. It's like your bed is your sanctuary. And that's what I told him. And I said, this is what your bed looks like. So I'll just so you'll know that I know what I'm talking about. So I described his bed, and I described the headboard, and I described his huge flat screen TV, and I described everything I saw in his room. And I said, damn, you lazy. I said, you sit in your bed and eat food, and you do paperwork for work, and you on the phone, and you lay down, and just in your bed all fucking day you stay in your bed. And then he looked at me like, mouth wide the fuck open, just. And I just looked and smiled and laughed. And he was like, he said, I just went out to eat last night and brought it all back home and ate it all in my bed. I said, I know, that's what you do. I just seen you doing that. So was that good enough for you? Did I tell you something about yourself today? And he was like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. He was fucking amazed. He was like, thank you so much. And I'm just like, serves your ass right. I'm so happy the Spirit showed me how lazy your ass was. And all this that you want to put me on blast and try to test my skills and see if I'm a real reader. I just shocked the shit out of you. And you guys, I do this all the time with clients in my chair. Most of the time, they don't ask me what I see. I just tell them. I don't tell everybody what I see. Sometimes I just don't think it's the appropriate time or that I have the right rapport with the client to go into that. But my clients that know me know, you know, they can sit in my chair and I'm bound to tell them some shit they have no idea about. I don't do this all the time, and I cannot control when it comes to me. It just comes to me. But I knew yesterday that my spirits were not going to be satisfied and that they were going to give me something on that client before he left. And they did. So that's how it works to be a psychic and a medium. It is amazing most of the time. That was a fun experience, but there's also scary experiences. There's also frightful experiences. There are also uncomfortable situations that you can find yourself in as a medium, as a psychic. So I just wanted to come and give you guys that story time today. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.